Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. Today I'm talking about 6 rare signs you're a green flag as a man. Okay, so these are 6 signs that women are most likely going to be looking out for when they are dating. And if you have any of these, and if you have all of them, then it's going to be very easy for you to attract more women into your life. And these are very easy things that if you're not currently doing them, and if they're not currently a part of your personality and what you do when you go on dates with women, or just not, because some of these are personality traits, something that you haven't quite integrated yet into your personality, you can totally do them. Okay, it's totally easy to pick up these things, and actually it's easy to attract women once you know the things that attract them. Okay, and everything's just plain sailing, very easy. So let's get into these 6 rare signs that you're a green flag as a man, and if you're not, then you can start doing these things. Okay, so the first thing that I want to discuss is your life isn't about women. Okay, so one of the things that women will be looking out for is, do you have a life? Do you have things that you are doing in your life? Or are you solely just focused on finding a woman or getting laid, and that's just your whole thing? Because one of the things that women notice about men is if they haven't grown out of that very teenage boy stage of trying to get laid, trying to get women. Okay, men who have matured, yes, of course, they love to get laid and get women, but it's not their main thing. It's not that, it's like a side quest for them, if you think of it in like video game terminology. So your main quest should be something else, just not women, right? Preferably it should be some sort of like grand goal, some calling that you have in life. So like a business venture, a side hustle, a skill that maybe you're trying to learn, just something that's very, very important to you as a man. So your main quest in life should be that, and not women. And women find that way more attractive than the sort of like desperate teenage boy mentality of always trying to get laid, always trying to pick up women, and that being the main focus. So you've got to switch focuses if that has been your focus, and your focus now has to be on something that you really want to do with your life, something that's very, very important to you, and that should be your main thing. And attracting women, getting laid should just be a side quest. Okay, so the second thing that I want to get into, which is a very important one, which I don't think many people talk about, but a rare green flag, a rare sign that you're a green flag as a man, is if you have good hygiene. One of the things that what will really put women off is smell. And if you think about it, as human beings, obviously we're animals, right? And if you look at the animal kingdom, you'll notice that animals are always, sniffing each other. Okay, basically, right? And if you smell good, or at least if you don't smell bad, okay, as long as you don't smell bad, then women will see you as a green flag and you will be able to attract more women. Okay, now there is a line with this. Okay, and what I mean by that is when you are going out on a date, or when you're meeting women, when you're around women, don't put on too much for like cologne or deodorant. And what I mean by that is that you don't want the smell overpowering. Okay, just like a couple of squirts of a deodorant or a couple of squirts of a cologne is fine. And then use a deodorant. Preferably use a roll-on deodorant, because I don't think their smell is as strong. And actually, I think they're more effective than the sprays. Personally, it's just my personal choice. I assume they do male versions of like deodorant roll-ons. I've never used them, but I'm sure that they exist. So get one of those roll-ons and just a couple of squirts of like a nice smelling cologne. That's all you need to use. Sometimes you don't even need to use the cologne. Just the fact that you're wearing clean clothes is good enough. Okay, so make sure that your clothes are clean. So that means your everything that's maybe jumpers aren't as bad, but or your jeans, but make sure that your boxers at least are clean, and anything that's tight fitting to your skin, like any t-shirts and vests. Okay, preferably all your clothes will be clean. So then you probably only need to then just put on deodorant, right? Because one of the smells that do attract women is actually a man's natural smell, which is why you don't want to cover it up too much with too much spray of anything, okay? And also a big one as well, make sure that you shower and wash your whole body before you go out on dates, okay? And preferably do that every day, okay? And I feel bad for having to say this, but it's one of those things that some men don't take into consideration. Smell is extremely important to women, okay? And it's a green flag if you just don't have a bad odor. It's all about that. Just don't have a bad odor. Just don't have BO, okay? Now, obviously, okay, some men and women struggle with hygiene if they have a mental health problem, okay? So if you are struggling with taking care of yourself in this very basic way, what I would suggest that you do is go and talk to a mental health professional, go and talk to your doctor about it, okay? I'm just a person on the internet. I'm not going to be able to help you with those things, okay? Maybe some things may uplift you, but if you're struggling with taking care of yourself in this very basic way, it's a red flag that there may be something going on, and you may need to talk to someone, okay, so you can get more healthier and happier as a human being. Because one of the biggest signs that someone has, well, at least maybe not the biggest sign, but it is a sign that someone is struggling with a mental health problem, is if they don't take care of themselves, okay? So please go and speak to a professional if you're struggling with this very, very basic thing of taking care of yourself and cleaning yourself, okay? So, and the third sign that I'm going to get into here, that you're a green flag as a man, is you're upfront from the beginning. So you just get in there, okay? If you think a woman is single and you find her attractive, a man who is a green flag will be honest about his attraction. Now, I'm not saying that you just go up to women and just say, I'm attracted to you, and you just let it sit with her like that. When you find a woman attractive and you can tell that she's not got a wedding ring finger, or maybe you already know that she's single, you go up to her and you just simply start making the ball roll. You start asking her out. You ask her out on a date. You say, hey, you know what? I think you're really beautiful. I think you're really attractive. When are you free to hang out? I'd really love to get to know you better. You say something like that, and you're very direct about it, and you ask her when she's free, when she's available, and if she likes you and she finds you attractive as well, then she will let you know. If she doesn't, she'll just say no, or she'll let you down gently by saying something like, oh, I'm not really looking to date anyone right now, or I don't date anyone I work with, or I don't date anyone I go to school with. I don't really know where I am in my life right now. She'll just give you an array of excuses, which is basically her letting you down gently, okay? So basically anything other than a yes is letting you down gently, unless she tells you something like, oh, I'm really busy for the next few weeks, but I will be free at this time and this place. If she gives you alternative times when she is available, if they're quite far off in the future, then that's also a good sign. But the best sign that you'll ever get is if a woman just agrees to going out with you. So anything other than those things, right, you should just let her go and move on, and she's probably just trying to let you down gently, okay? But you're upfront from the beginning. Now, why do women like this? Well, the reason why women like it when a guy is upfront, even if she's not interested in him, but she still has the respect for him, is because he had the confidence and basically had the fortitude to go up and do that, right? And it's very attractive to women, and even women that reject you will still be like, wow, that I at least respect him for that. And maybe she may even change her mind about you down the road, because she's never been asked out that upfront before, okay? And the fact that you weren't sort of lingering or being creepy about it, because what can happen, and I've seen a video of a pickup artist doing this. He basically goes up and approaches a woman, and he starts talking to her, and she's clearly sort of rejecting him, but he just sort of keeps on loitering around her and keeps on asking her questions, even though she's clearly not interested in talking to him and not interested in going out with him. So what you don't want to do is when you go up and ask a woman out, and she says no thank you, or gives you another kind of excuse, it's best to just be like, well, I hope you have a really nice day, and take it as a compliment and just walk away. And then you just leave her alone. You don't go up and talk to her again, unless maybe you work together and you have to talk to her about work. But if that's the case, then just only talk to her about work or school or wherever it is that you know her. You don't need to ever bring this up again. Once she's rejected you, the ball is in her court forever. Right? If she changes her mind, she has to come up to you now. Okay? So just leave her alone, basically. That's what it means. Okay? So that's how you can appear not creepy, and because that's the other kind of behavior that would put a woman off you. If you act creepy and you're just sort of loitering around her all the time, trying to make a conversation happen when she's clearly not wanting the conversation to happen because she's facing away, she's just giving you one-worded answers, that sort of thing. Okay? So be upfront from the beginning. If she rejects you, tell her, just take it as a compliment, have a nice day, walk away, don't speak to her again unless you really have to. Okay? That's all you have to do. Just be upfront from the beginning. And women like that. They like that confidence. They like that you are bold enough to just go up and do that. Okay, that's very attractive to women. So green flag if you just go up for... You're basically just going for what you want, and it just shows that confidence. Okay? So another rare sign that you're a green flag as a man is if you know how to put women at ease. Okay, so when you go on a date with a woman, it's very easy for you to make her feel safe and comfortable. Okay, because one of the things that will make a woman not want to be around you is if she doesn't feel safe around you, and if she doesn't feel comfortable, because her guard will be up. Okay, so how can you make a woman then feel safe and comfortable? Well, all you need to do is just be able to get her to laugh and be relaxed and loose. Okay, and the best way to do that is if you're relaxed and loose and having a laugh and a good time. Okay, that's the best way to do that. And also, women are very in tune with they're in tune with the vibe and body language and things like that. So you've got to really be careful with what your outcomes are when you go out on a date, because if your outcomes are to try and get laid, to try and rush her into being your girlfriend, and you're trying to impress her, you're gonna have this energy and this aura around you that's just gonna be off. Okay, because you're trying to rush things. You're trying to make something happen instead of just letting it happen and let it unfold. Okay, you're trying to make an outcome happen. Okay, and women can sense that sort of almost forceful energy that's radiating off of you. Okay, so what you need to understand about that is this. Okay, if you let go of the outcomes and your sole focus then is to just have a good time, have a laugh, just be a bit silly and playful, and just have a good time, and and obviously another outcome would be to just simply be getting to know her to see if she's a good fit for you, and just let those things solely be the outcome that you're looking for, instead of, oh, how am I going to get in her pants, or how can I make her my girlfriend, what can I say, what can I do? Because when you're thinking that, you're going to be coming across more forceful, even if you don't even realize it. Okay, it's just one of those things. It's just the energy. It's because it's in your head and it's what's going on. It's what you're focusing on, and you can't help but match your behavior to what you're thinking about. Okay, but if you're thinking about how can I make her laugh, how can I get to know her better, how can I make this situation more fun, how can I make this date more fun, what can I say, well, how can I get her to be loose and relaxed, how can I get the ease going here, how can I get things a bit more free flowing? And it's always about usually generating more fun and getting her to laugh and have a good time. So if you're able to do that, then you're going to be able to put women at ease when they're around you. And especially if you're, relaxed and you're, like I said, you're loose and you're just confident and you're just sitting back and having a great time and just laughing, that's the best way that you can facilitate that. Okay? So you know how to put women at ease. Because if you are doing the opposite of that, and you are thinking about how can I get in her pants, how can I make her my girlfriend, what things can I say, your energy is going to be off, and that kind of energy is going to be putting that woman off you, and it's not going to make her feel at ease. She's going to feel like she's being rushed. Okay, so, or she's just going to sense from you just weird vibes, and it's not going to make her feel comfortable. Okay, so let go of those outcomes and simply focus on having a great time, being fun, being silly, being playful, and just having a good time and getting to know her. That's all you need to focus on when you go out on a date. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about with you, a rare sign that you're a green flag as a man, is you're respectful, but you're also not a pushover. Okay. So what this means is obviously it's in how you treat her, but it's also in how you treat other people around you as well. Okay, so for example, let's say a woman that you set up a date with is like half an hour late to the date. Okay. Obviously that's not very, and she hasn't messaged you. Let's say she hasn't said to you, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm running late because of this, that, and the other." Let's say that she's just not even told you that she's running late. She just expects you to still be there. Okay. So one of the things that you'll have to do is when she arrives, or if you've not already left, one of the best things to do is just to leave if like someone hasn't arrived within like 15-20 minutes. Okay, and they haven't messaged you to let you know that they're not going to be there or they're running late. It's best just to just leave, and that ultimately already shows that you're respectful to yourself. Okay, and you're not a pushover, and you're not going to allow that kind of behavior. You just don't tolerate that behavior. But if she does happen to show up and you still happen to be there, you've got to say something along the lines of, my time is really important to me, and I don't like the fact that, it's taking you this long to get here. I'm sure you're a really nice person, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to just leave because I can't be with someone and I can't get to know someone who is like this. I'm really sorry. And then you see, you're saying it in a respectful way, but you're not being a pushover about it, because first of all, you brought it up and you'd be like, okay, I'll just continue with the date, whatever. I won't even bring it up. You brought it up, and B, you are leaving. You're not going to stay on that date. And also that shows to that woman as well that she can't do that kind of thing. She can't do that behavior. Okay. Now it could be that she's then just super, super apologetic, and then maybe she tells you something like, "Oh, there wasn't any signal where she was. That's why she couldn't let you know." And maybe then after she's apologized, and you can tell that she's really, really sorry, then maybe you can carry on dating her. But if she doesn't, and she does anything other than that, then it's probably a good idea to still just leave, okay? But as you can see, you're being respectful. You're saying things in a respectful way, but you're not a pushover, okay? You're not going to just let a woman or anyone just knock you around and treat you as if you're a second-class citizen, treat you as if you don't deserve good things, treat you, feel like they can walk all over you, right, and just still expect you to be there, okay? So that's another way that you can be, that's an example of how you can be respectful, but also not a pushover. So the last rare sign that you're a green flag as a man is you're confident and you look after yourself. Now I've put confidence and being able to look after yourself together because one of the ways that you can show a woman that you're confident already without having to actually say anything that much is that you're also independent. You're an independent person. And also people who are confident, not just men, but women too, women and men who are confident, especially when they reach a certain age, they already are looking after themselves. They've already got their own place. They've already got their own job, their own money, and being independent. Okay. So that's another way you can show that you are confident. Okay. Now, of course, confidence also comes with like the way that you sit, your body language, the way that you talk, your general vibe and things to that effect. Okay. And the way that you treat other people and the way that you treat her, and just there's many factors that go into confidence that shows that you're confident. But one of the biggest keys is that you know how to take care of yourself. You're independent. Okay. You've got your own money. You've got your own place, and well, you may not be there, you own it, but you're renting your own place. You've got, basically, you're living without any help from someone else. Okay, so you're living independently. Now that may not be for everybody watching this video, because there might be a lot of very, very young men watching these videos who maybe are still at school and things like that, which is fine. You can still just become more confident in other ways, okay? And most likely the women that you're dating are still in the same boat as you are anyway, the same, because you're probably dating women who are around your age bracket, especially if you're at school and you meet lots of different women every day. But especially for those men who are out of the school system, that's what your aim should be, okay? To try, if you're not independent yet and you've still got, let's say for example, you're still living with your parents, or you've got and then they're still helping you out, in some way, you got to try and leave the nest, okay? Because women will see that as a red flag. If you've reached a certain age and you haven't left your parents yet and you're not more independent, it's going to be a red flag to those women, because basically what it's going to make you look like is it's going to make you look like a bit of a man child, okay? Now, obviously, with the economic state of the country and the world right now, especially here in the UK, it can be quite difficult to achieve this, okay? So I completely understand if you are in that boat, but as long as you've got a path and you're looking to the future and you're trying to become independent, then that's at least something, okay? That's at least you're trying, okay? Because if you're a guy that's not trying and you're happy just to live with your parents or whatever it may be that you're doing, then that's more of a red flag. But as long as you're trying to leave the nest, you're trying to become more independent, that's still way better than not, okay? So anyway, these were the 6 rare signs that you're a green flag as a man. If you'd like more dating tips on how to attract the beautiful woman of your dreams, you can go and read my book for free on my website. Just go to www.christinelovich.com, and all you need to do is click on the menu on the website and then go down to the book. Just click on the words the book, and it'll take you right there. You don't need to log into the website, you don't need to sign up, there's no weird confusing landing page. It'll just take you right there. And if you feel like you need more help with me and you need help with a specific situation, then you can go to www.christinelovich.com, the same website that the book is on, and you can pick whichever coaching option works best for you at this current time. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.